Well, in last weekend's Iowa straw poll, the Texas congressman had an exceptionally strong showing, finishing only 152 votes behind Michelle Bachmann. And as his week of campaigning in the Granite State wraps up, Ron Paul says he's continually optimistic about winning the primary.
So this is a very, very fertile state for us politically, and I think it's going to be very significant next year. And it may be
coming off the heels of an electric campaign headquarters opening in Concord Wednesday, Texas Congressman Ron Paul says he feels the momentum is starting to rise, despite what he calls a lack of national media attention.
There are three top-tier candidates, if you will, and your name didn't come up. Is that frustrating to you at all?
I don't know if frustrating is the right word. It's annoying, but I think I've put up with it for a long time. So when I get a fair shake, I'm very pleased.
Paul is among two Texans now in the race, with Rick Perry joining last weekend. And he says the Lone Star governor got too personal when saying Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke's actions were almost treasonous.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sharp critic of the Fed, but I've never used those kinds of words.
Paul also says Perry isn't a threat, even though he's garnering a lot of the attention in the Granite State this week.
I don't think he'll affect us because I see him as more part of the status quo. His positions aren't going to be like mine, and therefore he'll dilute the other votes. I think he's a bigger threat to, say, Romney.
Paul claims another non-issue is his age. The 75-year-old says it's irrelevant on his ability to run the nation and says he's in great shape.
I've offered to ride a bicycle for 20 miles in Houston when the temperature is 100 and the humidity is 100, and I will go 20 miles with him, and then we'll decide who's the youngest.
And Paul told us today that he plans to be back in New Hampshire within the next several weeks, and his campaign also told us as his supporters here in New Hampshire continue to grow, it may just be sooner. Reporting live in the studio, Melinda Davenport, WMUR News 9.